Countdown City WrestleCast. This is Brandon Bice and the Broken Madness, Casey Blackrose, and we are the Flocky Brawlers.
I was too busy laughing at that liner. I forgot to hit the intro.
Yeah.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me is that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
And, of course, we got Big Mike.
What's up, guys? 2024. Let's get going.
Yeah, we are going to be talking all about a very, very busy weekend in the world of wrestling in the city of San Antonio. A triple shot of events this past weekend. A lot to discuss, but we have another very special guest joining us ahead of her debut at Mission Pro Wrestling Mania. I think this is her NPW debut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please welcome the luxurious Londyn Dior. And I hope I said that right.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Yay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for taking the time. We appreciate you being on the show. And Casey already seeing his intro on there, really just jumping up.
He didn't even let us start.
Look, spoilers, bro. We haven't gotten to talk about the show yet.
Well, speaking of RCW, that's I think that Londyn, you've been in RCW. Obviously, that's where your first experience with Tommy for sure. What?
I just got here.
I know. Well, I mean, so she knows the magic that is you in the crowd,
Yeah.
but
It's magic.
I gotta ask because Tommy has also done commentary. He did commentary at the last NPW show. So, do you think you would prefer him to be in the crowd cheering for you in your match against Contito, or would you actually want him commentating it?
Oh, that's a hard one. Because him commentating would be pretty good, but
Yeah.
then
Well,
I think
thank you
I'd
for that.
want him to be as loud as possible as he already is in the crowd. So I think I'm gonna go with the crowd.
And you know what? That's probably a good answer because he famously we all do, but he famously annoys Callie because he's so loud. And that might be to your advantage. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
get in her head. Play my
I
game.
can very well distract her into you beating her. I've made many wrestlers lose, starting with Lance Archer and moving on up the list from there.
we
Okay, so then
mentioned
I need you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
you mentioned pre-show also your relationship with Mr. Lugatti. So
Yes.
Oh, I made him lose a whole bunch of matches. I don't think I can count the number of times I made him lose. So, I think that's why he stopped coming to San Antonio.
wow.
Well, welcome to the show. How excited
Yeah.
for you to make your NPW debut?
I'm excited. That
Uh-huh.
MPW was my number one place that I wanted to go to once I graduated. It being all women, that was a place that was on my goal list. So I'm happy that I get to debut, and especially at NPW Mania. So
Very cool. Yes.
I mean that's one hell of a feather in your cap. That's for sure.
Yeah. So while JP Harlow was pointing at a proverbial sign on a basketball backboard at the show, I mean you're kind of pointing at it from a distance. But and you graduated in July this past year?
no,
Is
I
that when you
debuted in
You
July.
did in July? Okay.
I graduated in December of 2023.
December.
okay.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So
So
not long.
yeah. How intense was the training for you? Was it everything you thought it was going to be? Was it worse or not as bad? Because I mean, you hear stories about wrestling training. How was that first day?
Oh, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was my butt. It's very intense. I will say definitely more so mentally than physically. It's basically telling yourself that you can get through it even on the rough days, but it's hard. Even as a graduate, we still have those training days where it's like, but definitely a whole lot more easier than when I first started.
And who were your trainers? Who trained you in wrestling?
So Lugatti, he is the main trainer. And then we have Lion, who is also like an assistant, and we have Max and Game Time LC Mox, their assistant. But Lou Gotti is our coach.
Okay, very cool.
That's awesome.
So those first few days, is he really working everybody in that class to see, okay, who really wants this? Is he trying to make y'all quit? Is that kind of his style?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always trying to see who really wants it and who doesn't. And a lot of times you do have people who leave. You know, they realize it's just not for them. You know, it's not what they thought, you know, but.
Very cool.
Okay.
All right. So debuted in July. And who was your first match against?
Alejandra.
Alejandra. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, hold on. Let me just
I
say,
will say that.
all of your first experiences are just like, that's a career right there. You're debuting, your first was Alejandra. You already have like a storied career, and you're not even a full year in yet.
yeah, it's good. It's good to know you learn.
I believe it.
I was going to say it's good to learn. Good to know you learned how to fight right off the bat. So
Yeah. Very
That's
cool.
crazy.
So this is your MPW debut. Of course, you've been with RCW. Have you wrestled like anywhere like outside of Texas yet? Because I know you're in the DFW area. Have you gotten to go outside of Texas, or is San Antonio like the furthest you've been able to travel? Yeah.
I went to Core in Oklahoma, and just this past weekend I was at BIW in Mississippi.
Nice.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool. How do those crowds compare to Texas crowds?
They're good. I will say
Yeah.
Mississippi was a lot better than I thought. They're pretty good. Oklahoma's pretty good as well, but I think Texas crowds take it.
Yes.
We love it down here. We're pretty wild. Yeah. So yeah. You guys got any questions ahead of the Luxurious Ones debut in MPW?
well, of course.
I want to.
Because
I'm send this to Mike because I know he's been itching. All right. I gotta jump in
as
here.
we've mentioned,
Yes.
you're making your debut against Calientita, who's had a few matches at Mission Pro. However, we also know, so here at the WrestleCast, we subscribe to the wrestling multiverse theory, and we know y'all go different places, and sometimes you're a slightly different person in one place than you may be in another, and that's fine. At RCW recently, you tagged with Calientita and Anarchid Ash. We all on the same page, or are y'all going into this friendly, respectful, or is this
I'm going in friendly and respectful. I don't know how she's going in.
She's not.
That's a good answer. That's such a good answer.
I've just warned you, she's not. I mean, it's kind of there's no friendly, respectful, right, Mike?
No, she's a
No.
bully.
You know, we were friends. We were at RCW and we won together. I hope it's a friendly battle, but I don't know with her.
No.
Well, I'm saying just be ready in case it's not. I mean, it was said you guys won fair and square, but there may be some video evidence of a Phoenix title going from Callie's hands toward. I don't think Emmy dove into the belt. I think it kind of flew up at her, but
I never saw that.
Right. So
you know, so I never saw that.
But I'm just
she never
saying,
saw the tape. You know, she just took what she needed from it.
Understand that there may be things she's willing to do.
Yeah.
Maybe bring some hot Cheetos. That might be a little friendly.
Takis. I was about to say that, Taki. So, she says she's the spicy one, but you could probably like get a bag of Takis and distract her with that. Just kind of, here you go. Just like throw it over there and then, roll her up or something.
Just kind of like shake it up and down.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah. I don't know what the height difference is, but I imagine you're taller than she is because most people are.
Taller than she is.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah. I mean, you just kind of, you almost had it. You got to be quicker than that. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So how did this come about? You getting into Mission Pro? Was it something that Thunder Rosa reached out to you, or
Trinda reached out to me.
Oh, Trinda. Okay, cool.
On my Twitter, actually.
Nice.
I was so happy when I got the message. I was like,
yeah. So you're familiar with it? Have you've watched it on Title Match?
Yes.
Yeah. Who besides Calientita, like who is somebody that within the Mission Pro roster that you would be looking forward to possibly wrestling in the future?
Lady Bird.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good.
Tiffany, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say my
I was gonna ask.
I was
Y'all
gonna bring that up, but I was
Okay,
like,
well, we're jumping into it now.
are you
So
sure you
we
want
may
that?
have our
Because
differences, but every time we step into the ring, we create magic.
Oh,
But-
that I
That's
believe.
true. Okay, but and since you brought it up, I'll go ahead and bring it up. Yeah, but the last time I saw a clip of y'all in the ring, the words "on site" don't even begin to cover it. There was no bell. I didn't hear the introduction good. I mean, I know she can fight, but I was like, oh damn, she was serious.
Yeah, she almost broke my neck. She should have been disqualified.
I just like on site. That's what I said. It was the definition. I've heard on site before. I've never seen on site like I saw that.
Look, I don't know this. Well, I guess maybe I know some of the specifics, but if you go look at if you go look at your social media, try to do some research for this as you were coming on. There's a post where it's like introducing Londyn Dior, one of Maya's best friends, and they're going to be a team. And then the next post is congratulations on winning the DFW title and stepping out of the spotlight of your former best friend. So
Yeah,
I mean.
I had to do what I had to do.
You got a title.
I'm more than positive that those two posts were the same hour because I think I saw them and thought they were like 2 different weeks until I was like, wait, no, that post was tonight. Oh, this post was tonight. Wow, that was fast.
it's hard to tell with his algorithm what's what, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's stuff like that makes me tell you all the time. I wish I lived closer. I would come to so many DFW All Star shows. It's just that drive. But after that, I was like, wow, that one I'm really sad I missed.
Yeah. Lou might kick you out after a few though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out there because obviously Maya World is on this show as well, and she's in a pretty high profile match, and this is, if I'm not mistaken, has been announced as a title for title matchup.
Confirmed.
The NPW tag titles versus the NWA tag team championships.
Well, we know who I'm rooting for.
I know you're rooting for, but my question is there a chance you might be getting involved, get a little measure of revenge here?
No, I don't think I need to.
Okay.
I don't think I need to.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
I love Kaya Dream, my world, but clearly I'm rooting for the King Bees.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh my god,
as you're in the locker room getting ready, you got your mind on Callie. Do you have to kind of keep your eyes out? Do you kind of have to glance around, make sure there's a safe distance?
Yeah, I'll make
sure
sure
y'all don't
there's
come too
security
close.
there. I won't try anything, but she's a little crazy. She's a little psycho, clearly. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean, in all fairness, we did learn while she started training with Lou, she's training with Athena now, and that explains pretty much all of it.
all the
right
aggression.
there. So
Yeah. I really do have like I've told the guys about this match before. It's from old school ROH. It was a bunkhouse brawl that technically started before the show did because Iceberg and David Young were fighting in the parking lot before the show started, and then all the way till the end of the show. And that's how I feel like a match between you and Maya World will happen someday. It's just that you guys don't even get in the building good. It's just gonna start fighting again. Like, hey, did y'all know the match started like around 6:30? The show started at 7. Yeah, the match started at 6:30. Well, when did it end? Oh, the door flies open. Y'all come falling in. Right, it's still going on right now. We didn't know it was false count anywhere until they decided they were still.
Tommy, as y'all know, I'm a high school teacher. I've broken up my share of fights. I do not want to pull into the Mission Corps and be like, God dang it. I mean, I'm just going to say, like, Brian, they're outside. I don't.
Look, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If that happened, we pull up, we see that. I'm like, okay.
If we pull up and we see that, it's going
Brian,
on TikTok.
I want to get outside real quick.
Yeah. World Star. Is that still around? I don't even know.
I think it is. It's just that they have too many court cases against them, I think. Honestly.
Yeah,
that might be how you decide someone's age in a crowd. Just yell World Star, and the people that react, oh, you're old.
Honestly, I wanted to do that just to see how old that was. I just want to see what people would say if I did that.
Well, back to our guest Londyn here. Now you're a recent graduate, recently jumping into the wrestling world, having completed training. Growing up, were you a big wrestling fan?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely. My earliest memory of watching wrestling was like 4 years old.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
So like wrestling has been like my whole life, and I grew up watching it with my brother and my cousin, and we would almost kill each other doing moves and
Yeah.
take the couch cushions off, put them on the floor, and try moves on each
So
other.
the don't try this at home. You didn't always
Thing.
take it that seriously. Yeah, I know. So yeah.
I love that some things are timeless like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I love how generationally we've all ignored that warning, just repeated.
Yeah,
I
I don't care.
had a friend who put me in like every submission he knew at the time, just because he wanted to see how badly they hurt, and I hated him. He did sharpshooter and figure four specifically because I remember those hurt like hell. I was like, "What the hell, dude? Let me go!"
No, my son asked for a power bomb or a rock bottom or a body slam every night before bed, pretty much. So yeah, who were some of your favorites growing up?
Definitely Shawn Michaels. He is what inspired me to become a wrestler.
Well, you are my favorite.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
And Kurt Angle. I think those are like three. And Bianca Belair. She recently became one of my favorites within the past couple of years.
Yeah.
I've just been so drawn to her, and she's inspired me more.
For the record, that's a solid list.
Yeah, no kidding.
Solid list.
What is probably like the best match you remember watching as a kid that you still sticks with you to this day?
Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. That was the match that I literally saw, and I was like, I'm gonna be a wrestler.
Mike, okay,
well, yeah, you're part of our
I think
family
Mike's
now.
in love right now. I think
yeah.
Mike's in love right now. Are you single, Londyn? Or not?
I always say that match. That was the match where I was like, I'm gonna be a wrestler.
I was in the building.
Really?
I was there.
He was.
Houston. By the time the final bell rung, we were so tired, we almost forgot the rest of the show was even happening. I know so many.
Yeah, it's crazy that there was still more matches after.
Yeah, so many people stopped caring immediately after that match was over. When that first tombstone hit and Shawn kicked out, I know it was loud on TV, but you could hear a resounding audible gasp from the entire crowd. We were like, "What the hell just happened?" It was a crazy match.
I was 8, and I was just so mind blown. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, it's one of the greatest matches of all time.
Easily, yeah. We were watching it at my house. I think Mike, you were there too. We were just going nuts.
Probably.
We had a huge crowd at my house watching it. My sister was there, but she was like dived into wrestling and stuff. But she joked that she should have recorded us and said put it on the internet as guys watching American Idol just for the hell of it. Just how much we were reacting to that match. But yeah, honestly, the storytelling, the entire build-up for that was just amazing. So it's funny. I wonder how many people your age that are getting into wrestling are going to look back and say that's the match that got me into it for sure.
Yeah,
that probably inspired a whole lot of people more than Taker and Shawn will ever know. That probably inspired a lot of people.
When you were younger, did you get a chance to meet any wrestlers at any meet and greet shows, anything like that?
So I did only once, and it was John Cena, but I don't remember it because I was 4.
Okay.
Got it.
Like right at the beginning.
So like we have pictures, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
So well, you have a picture. He may not be there. Nobody can see him, right? So there's the joke.
True.
Can't see him.
Yeah. Did you? WrestleMania 32 was in the Dallas area. Did you get to attend that? Because we were all there actually. So.
No, I didn't. I watched it live on the WWE Network, but I didn't attend it.
Okay, that was like a bucket list item for us.
Then it came back a couple years ago, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
actually. So I started training in April of 2022. I went to that WrestleMania, and the next day I started training.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
That is insane. That's
perfect timing.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hell of a timing on that one too, for sure. Yeah.
So even though you haven't been, wrestling for, not even a full year, have you had the chance to share a locker room with any like more well-known wrestlers or any former WWE people, anything like that yet?
I don't think I have just yet.
Okay.
But I will soon. So
yeah,
absolutely you will. But
Go ahead, Tommy. Go for it.
I was gonna say, so now you're the one in the spotlight. How does it feel knowing that you're the one that everyone's gonna come get autographs from you now? Like, does that even occur to you, or how does that feel in your mind? So,
It's kind of crazy. It
Yeah.
still feels surreal sometimes. Like, I don't know. It's crazy because it's like this is what I've always dreamed of and imagined, but actually being it still always feels like a dream. Like when people come up and ask me for pictures and stuff, like I'm still like, whoa. Like it's still like I can't believe I'm on the other side now, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, "Can we get a picture?" You're like, "Why?" "Oh wait, I'm a wrestler." "Yes, of course."
Yeah.
It's like, "Can I get a picture with you?" "What for?" "Oh, I was in the ring a few minutes ago. You thought that's right. Let me go ahead and get
A little kid, the first time a little kid came up to me and told me that they really liked me, I started bawling.
That's awesome.
I have a fan. Yeah. Yeah.
But that was Callie, by the way. I don't know.
No. Not gonna lie, I reacted the same way when we got our first subscriber. I was like, "Oh, I'm so happy somebody watches us."
Look,
Yeah.
JC, I didn't. Way back to our recording them on the iPad days.
Yeah.
I never believed anyone was watching us other than us and like probably my
neither did I.
mom. So
Yeah. So yeah, it is pretty cool. By the way, if you are watching us live, if you have any questions, anything you want to say to the luxurious one here, definitely put them out there so she can answer them. I think she's love to answer a whole lot of questions. So, where's like a dream, I guess promotion or dream place you would love to wrestle?
I have definitely West Coast Pro, Deadlock for sure, Wrestle Open. I just want to go everywhere. Dreamwave, they've been doing really good with the women's division out there. I would love to go out there.
Yeah.
Those are just some. And now I get to cross off Mission Pro, so I got one down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Keep picking those boxes.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So anything like Japan or something like that? Is that like another destination?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The UK and Japan are like two of my top favorites. I love British strong style and I love Japan. I'm a big fan of like hard hitting wrestling. I feel like a lot of people kind of look at me and my gear and how I present myself, but I love that hard hitting stuff.
I think that's a good part of the character though, because I don't think people expect it for a second, and then you're like, boom, smack him in the mouth. You're like, oh, all right, let's go.
I will say this.
Sorry, Jason, beat you to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I will say this. When I first saw your gimmick, I was almost fooled. I remembered one important thing. Roche Chanel exists. I was like, nope, not falling for it. Just because she has the pretty and makeup thing going, nope, not falling for it. Roche Chanel does all that too and punches very hard. Nope. I bet she punches hard too.
Someone I really want to get in the ring with.
Yeah.
You know, and that could very possibly become a reality pretty soon. I mean, and obviously, if
things go a certain way, it could be a championship match at that point.
Could be, yeah.
You never know.
Nieves versus Chanel too.
Yeah,
that would be.
It would.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is beat Callie, which ain't that hard to do.
Which we are all rooting for very hard.
Yeah.
Right, Jason?
Yeah.
Just directly call. That's hilarious.
Oh my lord.
Oh man.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, your entrance music. Is that something you always had in mind that you wanted for sure, or is that something that somebody suggested for you to have?
So it's actually something someone suggested to me because I had no idea what I wanted to do for entrance music. That's very hard to come up with actually. Yeah. But then they suggested Diva, and I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? It like fits me perfectly, and I love Beyonce, so.
Very cool.
No, it's good, and like I said, it has a very distinct intro. When you're coming in with those little beats and stuff, so
yeah,
Jason said right. Okay, he's on the right page then.
So. Yeah. He also said this too. I don't know. Maybe that's something down the line.
Of course, that would definitely be something down the line.
Just gonna write that down, sell that as merch.
Perfume and a whole slate of beauty
Yeah.
products.
Yeah, so
Dior sponsor me.
yeah.
There you go. I
I
don't know
mean-
if that's something that's ever happened, like that kind of sponsorship. That'd be kind of cool.
That would
I
be
mean,
cool.
it's
It
not
could
it's not it's not impossible to see. It's really not.
No.
So yeah.
I mean, if anything, it's an idea for like a pro wrestling tees T-shirt. Kind of the Dior logo, but you put your name on that. Just kind of have a little fun with it.
Wait,
So,
Burnsy, you're our age. What are you talking about, OnStar? We're talking about World Star.
yeah,
I don't know if you're messing with us or not.
He's messing with us
I
because
think you heard us
Burns
wrong.
Burns be doing that kind of stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
Stars.
Lord.
Oh.
How has your family reacted to seeing you in the ring? Because we've been to shows where wrestlers are in there and their mom or is just going nuts. And, are you the type that has that crazy mom or dad that's just going crazy, or brothers, if you will, that's just
No,
going
my
wild?
family doesn't go crazy. My mom actually more so cries
Oh.
when she sees me because she's like scared when I take any sort of move. She's like, So
Oh, my baby!
yeah, she's like, "My baby." That's what she's more so like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, one of the funniest moments at a Mission Pro show, this is probably last year, and I know because I've seen it in your social media, you're also familiar with Mia Friday. So it was one of her early matches there at Mission Pro, and we realized the crowd realized her mom was there, and they started a Mamma Mia chant for her, like during the match or before the match, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen at a show. Because, like you said, like we have been, and like when we go to Hybrid, the local school shows, a lot of their parents or family are there, real involved. But yeah, to see a Mamma Mia chant for her was pretty.
Mamma
funny.
Mia is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, for those not familiar with you, the Mission Pro crowd, what can they expect from you and your debut at Mission Pro Wrestling against Calientito?
They can expect a very hard-hitting match. I don't come to play. Don't be fooled by how I look. I'm very pretty. I'm very luxurious, but I'm very strong and I'm very powerful. And I'm coming to Mission Pro to make a statement. So, Callie, I love you, girl, but I got to get the win. I'm going to get the win, actually.
You didn't have to include the "I love you" part.
Yeah.
Business is business. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Is that hard hitting style like the way you're trained, or is that just something that, like, I don't know if you played sports growing up, where you just kind of have that physicality to you, where you just
Yeah. I played sports my whole life.
Okay.
Which ones?
Softball and track were my two main for majority of my life, but I also did play basketball and volleyball.
Oh, okay.
So I
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
What position in
For
softball?
all sports.
Yeah.
second, shortstop, and center field.
Oh, so definitely quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Back row on volleyball, or were you more of a setter?
I was back row.
Back row. Okay. Yeah. You can tell I coach, so I'm just like,
yeah.
I get an idea I coach my daughter's softball team, so I get an idea of, okay. So they're at the age level where it's kid pitch, so you know how much fun that is. Well, you guys have any other questions for Londyn, or do you want to just hype her up more for her match? Because I know we all really
I just want to see her beat Callie. So
yeah, that's I mean,
do you have any advice for her then on this one? I know she's going to go in all friendly.
Punch low.
I was going to say the same advice we yell at all her matches: aim low.
Yeah.
You gotta angle everything down a little bit.
I mean, if you really want to get her height, I would say get on your knees, but you're still probably a foot taller than she is at that point. So, get on your knees and then aim lower. It's like you'll hit her eventually. So
just kind of beat her down.
Yeah. It won't be hard. You'll just have to beat her another 2 inches shorter than she is.
Heck yeah, you're gonna be there, Burnsy. We're all gonna go witness this win for her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we actually do have a segment on this show called the 1 minute warning. It's something we do at the end where we all take a minute and just talk about whatever it is when we want to talk about. I know Mike's later. He told us at the last show what his was going to be about, and I can't wait to see that. But we wanted to give you a chance to take a minute. You can talk about your upcoming match at Mission Pro. Basically like a minute promo, if you will. So you good to
Okay.
go? All right. Well, whenever you're ready, go for it.
April 20th at Mission Pro Mania. I promise I am coming in with a bang. Y'all do not know what y'all are getting. I know a lot of people always talk about their star on the rise, this, and that, but I am a one to watch out for. As I've stated before, 2024 is the year of Londyn Dior, and I'm making my name known everywhere. And I'm going to be starting at Mission Pro. Callie, we've teamed together. I know you, you know me. But on April 20th, there's no friends in the ring. We're just business partners at this point. And may the best woman win, which is going to be me. But I'm here to make a statement, and I definitely will do that April 20th. I don't play games.
Very nice.
That's
Mike, are you hyped for this one?
Yeah, of course I
Yeah.
am.
Awesome. Great job on that. Where can everybody find you on social media?
So you can find me on Instagram at Londyn Dior. That is with 2 O's and 3 R's. Facebook as well, it's Londyn Dior. And on Twitter, it is also Londyn Dior with 3 O's, 2 R's. Let me make sure that's correct.
Keep adding it because they're so unique, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so it's a Londyn Dior with 3 N's and 3 R's. I was wrong on that.
And besides Mr. Pro, what do you have coming up wrestling wise? What are the promotions are you going to be at within the next few
So
weeks?
this Sunday, I'm actually going to be at the Hideout Bar for DFWX. I am going up against newcomer Elena Lanes. It's a non-title match because, come on now, she's not coming for my title just yet. It's her second match, you know, which obviously I plan on getting the win there too. So that's where you can find me this Sunday.
Excellent.
nice.
All right. Anything beyond that too, or is it just do you have that and then Mission Pro? Or
It's that, and then I have another DFW show, and then whatever I get the call for some more stuff.
nice.
Nice.
Well, first of all, congratulations on graduating. I know that was fairly
Thank
recent, so all the work is worth it. All the pain and suffering that you went through with training, and
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see your debut at Mission Pro. I am very excited to see you taunt Kali with Takis again, Takis for sure, and just to see what kind of beating you're going to put. And then I think the crowd's going to respond really well. If they're not familiar with you already, they definitely will be. So
For sure.
Yeah,
great
Thank
addition.
you.
100%.
Yep. Thank you for joining us. We
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
it.
Thank you so
yes.
much.
Thank y'all for having me.
Once again, you can see Londyn Dior, excuse me, making her Mission Pro debut at NJPW Mania, taking on Mild Sauce Calientito.
Mild sauce is
She says spicy, but I don't know about that. That's just yeah.
April 20th.
It's
April
gonna be a
20th.
good day. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
Yes. Get your tickets or plan to watch on Title Match Network.
And like they said, guys, if you're following their socials, their VIP first and second rows are almost sold out. So grab your tickets while they're still there. You don't want to miss this one.
Oh no.
Sure.
It's gonna be a good show.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Be
so
safe
much.
out there. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Have a wonderful evening.
Actually, a month from today, technically. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll see you
Thank you,
soon.
Londyn. Like,
All right.
okay. She's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you say Undertaker versus Shawn is the match that like inspired you. Like you're at
Yeah.
the top of my list. So
Mhm.
heck
Yeah, that was really cool. I was like, second she said that, I was like, well, she's awesome.
I need to go back and watch Mike's reaction again because as soon as she said that, Mike was just like, there it is, right there, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, gotta respect that. So.
yeah. Well, very cool.
It's kind of like the opposite of that Simpsons meme. It's like, look, watch, guys. This is the exact moment Londyn became Mike's favorite.
I gotta go find a shirt now.
Yeah. Or just make one. like you did for JL.
Touche. We'll get to that.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about. There was quite a busy week in
Yes.
in the San Antonio. A little bit of wrestling news. Obviously, last week we know that Mercedes Moné debuted with AEW. News has come out then that apparently she has become the highest paid woman in wrestling history. A lot of reports, they haven't given the exact figure, but a lot of people have said, or some interviewers have been like, hey, this is awesome. Like, she got offered more money than WWE was apparently offering and took that. So, even some women that are currently on the WWE roster have been like excited to see that because it really puts women's wrestling on the map. You know, even nowadays, women aren't paid as much as men in the industry, even though they're main eventing WrestleManias, right? So this is pretty awesome to see. Although the figure is still not publicly, it is a private company, so they have to publicly release it. But you know, how exciting is that to hear? And this is quite the investment for AEW to make, for sure.
I think it's awesome from a, of course, standpoint of mine, black woman being one of the highest paid wrestlers ever. That's super cool. Also, it's cool because I like the idea of her being in the TBS title picture instead of the world title picture currently because they still got that whole thing with Deanna and Tony Storm and everything going on right now.
Maybe Thunder Rosa.
Now, I just saw that. Now maybe Thunder Rosa. But I like that because like it doesn't force her to be immediately insert herself into that picture when with the TBS title has its challengers too, but there's other programs there. Plus we could still get a rematch between Willow and Mercedes, which I've been waiting for.
Well, they're also teasing.
Yeah.
Because again, if you've had a chance to see Dynamite tonight, there was a backstage thing with Statlander and Willow and Stokely, which is hilarious, and Mercedes showed up, kind of introduced herself to Statlander, like they were respectful to each other, but she's clearly still got beef because it was the match with each other that she got injured in, right?
Yeah, that was when she injured her ankle. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's just a built-in storyline to come back. And JC, are you frozen?
I think he's frozen.
He's frozen.
He's
All
frozen.
Right. All right, he'll be back on in a second. But yeah, so they've got that built-in storyline, and then I'm sorry, just as a personal thing, you throw Stokely in there for just those little moments, and it's so perfect. So
yeah,
it's okay.
Sure, I
thought I had just like left you wordless with my
no,
opinion.
Well,
No,
my internet.
You're like
my
no.
internet wordless. No, yeah, for sure. So
like no, it wasn't that great, dude.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
we did have looks like a couple of title changes happened.
We
tonight.
did the same one.
Yeah.
Yep. Adam Copeland defeated Christian Cage for the TNT Championship.
Yep.
And did I see this right? That Okada beat Eddie Kingston?
Yep.
For the AEW Continental Championship. Now, the Continental Championship, that's ROH, or is it just
ROH? Well, okay, so I think at this point it's technically the ROH, the New Japan Strong, and that they were three at one time. I don't know if they just defended only him winning that tournament. I'm honestly not.
So how it worked was in some matches he defended all three, but like when he faced Gabe Kidd, I think it was just the NJPW Strong title because tonight I think just the Continental Championship was on the line.
Okay, so that tournament led to an actual the belt that it itself is a new championship.
The belt itself is a new championship, yes.
Okay.
It just that those other two were on the line because they wanted to make it a triple crown thing just for I think just to give Eddie that shot where he looks like Kawada, which to be fair was a sick shot, so I'm not even mad. So
that being said, since he's still ROH champion, at least it appears, is he going to show up on ROH TV at some point, or?
I'm pretty sure I would think so. He still has technically the New Japan Strong Championship as well.
Yeah,
right?
No, but the joke is he's ROH champion and he's never on the ROH show.
Yeah, so. that's what Athena accused him of too.
I mean, it's cool because Athena's holding it down and has been for over a year, but.
Maybe with the roster additions that they're going to give him a chance to do a little more ROH with this now too.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but at Supercard of Honor, Mark Briscoe gets his world title shot.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. So that's still going on.
Yeah.
And then Athena's facing Hikaru Shida too. So.
Yeah.
So talking about hard-hitting female matches,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, those are kind of the big things that took off there. Let's see. Locally, Hybrid announced their next show is April 13th. Of
That's
course,
Hybrid Mania 4.
Hybrid Mania
And by the
4.
way, did you see the announcement today I threw in there?
Yeah,
Samurai del Sol,
Samurai del Sol is appearing at that
formerly
event.
Callisto.
Yep.
That's pretty
Interesting.
cool.
That is really cool.
United 210 has their next show April 19th, which
The
is the day
Friday before,
before
so that should be fun.
the day before RCW and Mission Pro Mania, which will be on April 20th. When was the next BOW show, Tommy?
May the 11th, the same weekend
May
as
11th.
NostalgiaCon. It's gonna be at doors open at 6, show starts at 7, because I'm going to be
Londyn.
driving like a madman to get there at time.
Yeah.
The good thing is though, some people who I've already announced for are going to be back, so that's not hard. The other thing is I like an idiot forgot social media exists. I could just message some of these people and ask them what their stats to be.
Yeah,
but you know,
You think anybody's going to outweigh Angel Blue at this show, or?
okay, why'd you bring that up? Because that one
It's funny.
Because that one thing just irritates the crap out of me. Anyway,
Well, why don't we take a look back at what happened this past weekend, guys? You guys good?
sure.
All right, let me see the news. Friday night was United 210's back to the yard. Wasn't able to attend because had family in town, but it was a crazy night for me because I went to see my niece is a assistant coach for A&M Corpus. They were in town playing UIW on a doubleheader. Went to see part of that game. Then I had to drive back across town to take my son to his baseball practice. And I'm just looking at the weather. It was just starting to get cold. That front came in. I was like, oh no, I really hope they can get that show going, you know?
Yeah.
Back over UIW, the rain stayed away. A lot of talk, and what I heard people talking about at Hybrid Mania or Hybrid Experience, excuse me, it was a fun show. They were able to get it off without a hitch.
You mean United?
United, excuse me.
Yeah.
Where they were people talking that went to United. They were talking about
Right. No. Yeah. Same thing.
and everything just worked out. Apparently, right when the show ended and people were leaving, that's when the rain finally hit. So
Yeah.
they're able to get that in, which is pretty awesome to hear. So,
Yeah, no,
But-
I had kind of a similar experience. I was with family Friday. It went longer than I thought, and like everything I kept seeing on my phone, like, oh, it's going to be thunderstorms the next 20 minutes. I was like, I probably shouldn't risk it because I was afraid we were going to be out there, and then it was going to hit while you're out there, and then you're all trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
And it didn't. But if you follow, the people we know who go, like you said, that were at that show, it looked like it was packed, which is awesome for them.
Yeah.
They had several food truck options or like little stands, it looked like. So it looked like a blast. Like, shout out to Stash and Rob Love. Always seem to put on a great thing there.
Yeah.
pretty
So,
cool.
yeah, we're hoping now that there's good weather that weekend of the 19th and 20th, because I do want to go try and then make it that night before if possible.
For sure. Hybrid Experiences Road to Hybrid Mania 4 was one that we all attended.
Yes.
And one that, yes, kids and family, we all made it to that as well.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. This was kind of crazy to think, man, this is going to be a busy weekend there at the hybrid school. So, I'm trying to think. That opening tag match.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a way to start.
That was
Yeah.
That's good.
Shout
And Sean,
To Eric Walker and Jay Young, Rilo King, and Yoshi
Yoshi.
Bell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like it went a little bit longer than expected. They just killed it. Like, kind of, not that they're not good, or not that I didn't expect it, but like all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, they're going.
yeah.
Especially open the show. Like they came out
Yeah.
with the banger too, for sure. Yeah. So
You love that energy when the show opener's like, hey, beat this. So that's always good to see.
any other matches stand out for you from the night?
I mean, Tommy Bolton was involved in a match, and once again, we got a lot of people in the crowd to chant "Tommy sucks." Assuming it was meant to Tommy Bolton, I feel like a few people maybe.
I
I
am not convinced they were all at Tommy Bolton, because some of those were loud, and I mean loud. I'm like, hey, yo, y'all can't possibly hate this man that much. He's had one other match in this promotion. And I feel like y'all are looking just because he's standing this direction. I don't think you're looking at him. Just saying.
I gotta say, my son had a lot of fun yelling that, but then like immediately turning around, not you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
He did do that
making
a
a
lot.
point.
He was
to-
so
yeah.
worried.
I had one friend.
Yes.
Meanwhile, us. No, we meant you, Tommy. It was both.
Meanwhile, everybody else, Tommy, you suck.
Like
and look. He like Tommy Bolton left. Oh,
we were like the first two are for him. The next two are it's going back and forth. It's for both of you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun too.
But I kept yelling, you suck, Tommy. It's like, why are you saying that? Believe me, I say that to myself way more often than y'all think I do.
The women's 6-man tag match. I gotta
That was
say,
really good.
GMSL, Key Vibes, and you throw Izzy Moreno on that. That's a hell of a team.
Yeah.
It's one of those just unfair when you throw Key Vibes and GMSL as a team as itself, and then you throw Izzy Moreno with that. So
and shout out to 2/3 of the other team. I mean, Celine was making her debut. So that was cool for her. Ridley's got some strength to her. If she gets some better counsel, if she could befriend Gia and Key, that would probably be in her better interest than, tutoring under Callie. Just, seems like that might be wiser for them. But, all three of them got pinned at the same time. And we now continue the streak that Callie has never tapped or pinned Izzy in any form of match. The only time Callie's side won was when Marvel hit David or took out David Kidd from behind and let Callie pin him, and that's it. She still didn't pin Izzy.
Nope. Still can't pull it off.
Nope.
Speaking of which,
there you go. Finally taking a side. Damn.
I mean, yeah, I think we can all see that for sure. So
For sure.
the thing is, I noticed, like, obviously we're there just about every time Izzy's in town. Obviously Adi, Jay love to go see her. You see the improvement, like it's amazing. Like every time there's just a little something you see, and I feel like since the last time we saw her, like she's gotten quicker. She's a little more like I guess like refined or a little more. I mean, just it looks sharper now the way she wrestles too. So it's pretty cool to see. So obviously Spring Wave Week, so she was here, getting a lot of extra training into as well. So. It's pretty cool to see that. And
when you said at the beginning of the show that like I already know what my 1 minute warning is, and now I'm flashing back, it's K-pop, right?
K-pop, K-Jax, whatever his name was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to talk about that at all now, or do you want to
wait? We'll save that till the end.
Okay.
He did show up at both shows.
Yeah.
What was the hybrid match? It was JP versus.
JP wasn't at hybrid.
No, JP wasn't at hybrid.
No, he wasn't at hybrid.
No,
it was him versus Animo. That's right. That's what it was.
It was K-Jax
yeah,
Animo.
it was K-Jax versus Animo in that one. Yeah.
You're right.
Main event, of course, was the tree. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No. I was just thinking of some of the other matches because then it was Jesse James versus. Who was Jesse James against? Was that Tommy Bolton? It was Tommy Bolton, right?
That was Tommy Bolton. Yeah.
That was the Bolton match. Okay.
Yeah.
And Bolton did get the win in there. I was a little shocked at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the main event, JC, you were saying, sorry.
The main event, of course, was Treats of Steel versus Living in Fashion and the Flocky Brawlers.
What were they? The Fashion Brawlers, I think.
Fashion Brawlers, I think was the full name that they gave. Yeah, for sure. A little disappointed that we didn't get to hear the Flocky Brawlers call that they did in the liner for this, because T and I were ready to shout out Kumbia Kings as soon as he did it, but unfortunately he didn't do it during the match. What, Tommy? That's funny. So
it is. It's just,
yes.
I saw the face palm a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. I guess maybe I do because I'm about to say what happened. The Brawlers and the Fashion Brawlers lost. Unfortunately, the Treats always cheating to win or whatever. But Casey said first that perhaps they didn't win because they didn't do enough backbreakers. Zakai said maybe they lost because of Casey. So I don't know if there's a Brawlers versus Living in Fashion tag team match coming up, but Yeah, exactly, Jason. No backbreakers in that match. It's always
Well, considering the hybrid show before this, all the tag teams kind of like brawled their way out of the building. So yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Sean, stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
Okay, in all fairness, Sean, the treats only cheat at shows where the day ends in a Y. So
that's true. That's true.
There you go.
So,
There you go. So yeah. By the way, shout out Ace Steel for coming in and doing a little Don Juan dance too on his way to the ring, just like Don Juan was to the music. So
okay.
I'm
glad you brought that up. Was it just me, or was he having way too much fun?
He had a blast.
He was having
a
good damn time.
You know he did too. So he was having fun. Had this seminar the next day, which from the pictures I saw, it looked like it was a pretty good turnout too.
Yeah, it looked like I saw it. I mean, honestly though, controversy is what it is in pro wrestling, so that's neither here nor there. But it's Ace Steel, dude. Like that dude's been all over the place, and
he has his own school. And again, one of his biggest, or I guess two of his biggest graduates were Punk and Cabana.
Yeah.
But worked at WWE for a while too with them. Worked at AEW for a while, and I think he's back maybe now, or I don't remember.
I don't know what his AEW status is. I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh yeah, Brian. Sorry,
Brian.
Yeah, sorry. Once we wrap it up here, it'll be available on demand.
Yeah, go back and check it out. It was good.
It was really good.
Yep.
We're
really hyped to see her beat up Callie. It was pretty much the thesis of our interview. So
yeah, it was the overhead. It was the title of the project, and we just kind of trickled down from there. Just
By the way,
it's like beat up John Cena. It's just.
By the way, Brian, just to let you know, since you've announced that the San Antonio Stampede match is fans bring approved weapons, my daughter is hard at work on one. I'm just going to let you know right now. She's got some materials together, and it does involve a softball bat. So,
also, Brian, I just want to throw this out. And I don't want to hope this doesn't come across disrespectful, but you might want to check in with some of the other people at Mission Pro because JP was on a mission yesterday. Talking about he's not sure about the San Antonio Stampede, and their lawyers are talking about stuff. So I don't know. It seems like he's trying to get out of some of these weapon things that you would announce for that. So just want to throw that out there. Not that I'm trying to narc on JP, but don't let him get out of getting beat up by weapons. So
also, I would like to point out that JP Harlow cannot afford a lawyer, so I feel like he was lying about that. So double check the lawyer's credentials. If it says like made by Mattel on the back of the card, it's a fake. So
yes, or if his name is Shyster, there's a Oh no, that was the guy for the taxes. Never mind.
I think we got a response on that. Yeah. So,
Sean, I don't know if we could have legit Spike. Like, I don't know. Maybe.
What if we brought one that had Nerf bullets glued to it?
Could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen.
It does have to be. Oh, United.
Hey,
what's up?
United. What's up?
We do apologize. We said a little bit earlier. None of us got to make the show, but we heard nothing but great things.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys got the show in before the weather dropped because I heard it was like right at the end and everything like that. So, but everything going on. So I'm hoping to try and make it to the April 19th show. I've heard nothing but glaringly good reviews about
just
your
keep
event,
doing what you're doing. Thank you. It looks good.
Still want to bet Meets Mania happen as well. So yeah, for sure. So.
And Jason, yes. Again, JP full of crap, so they did exactly do that.
Yep.
Oh no, to say it ain't so. JP lied about something. Anyway, so the sky was blue today.
Right. All right. Well, final event of the weekend was a RCW St. Paddy's Day. And this is one that I saw that you guys got to attend. And apparently, as it turns out, y'all were sitting near somebody that just recently been on AEW television.
Yeah, we tried not to fanboy too hard.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because Mike pointed him out first.
Oh, damn!
And I thought that's who that was, but I didn't want to say, "Oh, damn."
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, I was going to say I
That's
saw pictures from people. And it looked bad, but damn, good job. Man.
Let's just call that a Southside sellout. That's really what that is.
Hoping for 224 or 225 next time then, because
Yeah,
bit more of
man.
a-
Yeah, that's a good turnout, man. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I've been to many. Well, I won't say to sound mean, but like I've been to many other indie shows that not one of the groups we talk about where that's not there.
Yeah.
So
All right, so you guys sit next to somebody
yeah,
who's
yeah.
recently been on
You
your
want to say that? Sorry, Jason. No. You are right, Jason. He was the one who actually.
Yeah,
noticed.
Jason. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I was about to say that before we got interrupted with the 210 stuff, but yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and then just coincidentally, I got a shirt in the mail, and that shirt happened to be related to that person. So all kinds of coincidences going on.
For sure.
Yeah, that we're about to get to that because we're trying to get a meet chant started. I don't know what was up with the rest of the RCW crowd.
Yeah,
But they wouldn't join in with us, and we were disappointed. Also, I was trying to buy that chain from you, Stash, because it didn't look like anybody was using it. I was going to offer you a 20 for it, but
He may not have heard you. The crowd was kind of loud. That's
they
why.
were, yeah, that's true.
Pretty loud from what I heard. So,
But
what other
show.
matches? What other matches of the event stood out for you guys? So,
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say the main event.
Yes.
We can wait to get to that if you want to, Mike. Because I don't know what you're.
Let's wait a little bit. Let's kind of
go
through a little bit. What was the very first match? It was
the
Devin Carter and
Yes, Devin Carter. That was a good start too. That was a great start.
And here's the funny thing, right? We got seats by the entrance where we don't normally sit at Hybrid, but because RCW and stuff, like we got some seats right there. So there are several clips that RCW has released that I'm involved in. And I do want to apologize to Devin because I totally messed up our high five after your initial dive onto Don Juan. You were beating him up and you were all hyped. And I came around and, that's on me. I messed up that high five there, buddy. Sorry about that. But Devin regained the Future Legends title with I don't know what his new finisher is. I haven't had a chance to go back and see if it's got a name from the announcers, but quite a nice little submission he put on there to get his title back. So
Don Juan tapped out. I was so happy.
wow.
Yeah. But he also did tell the treats, go to the back. I got this on my own. And famous last words.
And he did not have this on his own.
Yeah. So the second match was.
I got this, and then immediately he did not got this.
Yeah. Oh, actually, before the second match, RCW named an official GM for the women's division.
Oh,
and
really?
It is, of course, RCW Honors member and basically RCW legend Pink.
Nice.
She was official. Now we were a little hesitant and scared, not because she was there, but she came out with the women's title. So we were like, I was like, oh crap, is Alejandra not here? Like, did she have to give up the belt for some reason? No, but she basically just brought it out to make the announcement that she's in charge now. Called out the Cholas, not Cali, but the other two.
Interesting.
With an interesting line of something to the effect of someone left the hyenas lying around, and hyenas, and they kind of took that personally. I guess I'm not really sure, but
they were a bit on the myth side about that. So,
but basically, she just said she's in charge, and she's gonna make sure things go well. And then, that was kind of weird. Well, I guess because she is associated with Overkill and the Texas Kingdom. Maybe she hasn't ingratiated herself to the RCW fans, but there's also probably a bunch of young people who don't realize because she said it. She's like, I built that division. No lies detected.
No, but see, I'm going to boo her regardless because I just want to.
Well, look, Tommy, you are always strong in your convictions of booing. When you decide to boo someone, there is no quarter. There is no submission. It's just
Jasmine Allure could cure cancer. You'd still boo her.
Yes.
You'd find a way. So I mean,
no, that would be the limit. If she cures cancer, I'll give her a break.
Okay.
But this is Tommy. But it took you this long. Wow.
I will say that. Don't get me wrong. I'll roast her about it, but she cures cancer. I'll back off.
Now, what if Angel Blue cured cancer?
I'd have to go jump off a building.
Okay, did I tell the JL shirt story last week? I don't remember.
I don't think you did, but
I don't know if you mentioned it on the show or was it before or after we recorded?
Okay.
No, wait, no, you did say it on the show. You did say it on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
Okay, so for those of you who remember, at BOW the week before, where Tommy's doing ring announcing, JL was there. She's a champion there at BOW, the women's champ. She's a little more heelish. So after the show, she came up to me, Tommy, and Jason was like, "You guys aren't even wearing my shirt. That doesn't exist." And we had a little laugh, and then I told her I was going to buy an imaginary shirt for Tommy, me, and Jason for the next show. Not even in my head at the time that the next show was literally next week at RCW when she was facing Alejandra. So before the show, I grabbed an old V-neck of mine and wrote, "This is a JL shirt." And now there's an RCW clip where she's coming out, sees me to the side, takes the shirt, shows it to the camera, and the announcers are like, "Oh, she might have brought some fans with her." And I was like, "Guys, I'm looking at every show. Come on." But no, that was really cool. But also, one of the most split matches I've ever had to watch, because it was also against Alejandra. Now, again, Tommy's going to boo Nastico relentlessly, and he did get involved. I don't want to say she won only because of Nastico, because she's very talented, but it certainly helped. So, she did beat JL, and that was unfortunate. But we had the cool shirt moment, so that was nice.
Yep.
And Alejandra was almost mean to me until I reminded her that I'm much more supportive of her than Tommy is. So that
if
happened.
I were you, I would be refreshing Pro Wrestling Tees to see if that shirt doesn't appear under JL's name on there.
Look, I told her, like, you want this design, which is just me, right? Like, take it. Like, go for it.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, she did seem to tweak her knee, and Alejandra jumped on that, Sean. You were 100% right. So
that's true. Yeah.
Like any good veteran, when there's an injury, you exploit it. So
for sure.
What else do we have? So the international title later on. Even though we are not big fans of Diego, United. We're becoming that too. So 100%.
She's awesome.
Even though not a big fan of Diego, and David Kidd was the special ref, and they still wound up cheating. Do got to give it to Diego because he looked like he was leaving with his title. I'm assuming climbed a ladder backstage and got onto the crow's nest area above and dove onto Anthony Andrews, which, got to give him that at least.
Yeah. And also, poor David Kidd had to be an unbiased ref and actually count the three, which
maybe it's time for Kidd to be a little bit of a bad kid, a little bit of a troublemaker. We've seen The Rock and Shawn not count as special referees. We've seen them 1, 2. It doesn't matter. Back when he was cool and fresh. But look, David, I'm just saying, you have the power. Exploit it a little bit. We're fine with it. What else was there, Tommy, before we get to that main event? The other big announcement. So the Treats faced off against the Flocking Brawlers.
Yeah.
Faced off against the team of JP Harlow and Don Fernando with K-Pop in their corner. That's fine. He can kill me later. It's cool. Don Fernando, being Don Fernando, apparently got on JP's nerve, which is quite the ironic statement that someone got on JP's nerves. But I digress. JP and K-Jax left Don Fernando to get taken out by the Treats. And, Vance Jackson did sell his injury. Oddly enough, wasn't injured at Hybrid, but, was injured at RCW. Multiverse in full effect there.
He stepped in a pothole or something.
Actually, if you go to the WrestleCast Instagram page, you will see the full video of what happened after the match. And Casey and Brandon Weiss called Brandon Oliver to the ring and asked for a tag team title match, we assume to be at RCW Mania. Well, as you've now seen if you follow RCW, there was already a championship match signed, and the Pillars of Destiny are defending against the Von Erichs on April 20th at RCW Mania. So there was no tag title match to be given. Then Casey said, well, if there's no tag title matches, how about we get singles title matches? And then Brandon said you're a great tag team. I don't know if you're really great individual wrestlers. And I'm not saying he, took on the spirit of certain other authority figures, but said all the RCW champions have been A plus, people. And they were
Do
a
you
couple
know
of.
what I wanted to scream so bad, but I
You
held
scream many
myself?
things. It's in the clip. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I resisted saying?
What's that?
I said, Joey Spector's been RCW champion, right?
Oh.
All right. I was not expecting that. I love
I
it.
wanted to say that so bad, but I held my tongue. It was the hardest thing in the world to do. I was like,
Not gonna lie, if I was there, I might have said it. But
Well,
still.
here's the best thing too. On our clip, me and Tommy are making, look, when I put video, most of the time when there's video on the WrestleCast socials, it's from my video. So I can't not be a quiet spectator when I'm videoing, right? And if you watch the clip, we are totally into everything going on. So we said a lot of things. And Tommy, after he called him B plus player, was like, famous last words, Brandon. I would not take that disrespect or something like that.
Yeah, I think I did say that.
So that being said, Boom Boom said, all right, Brandon Weiss was going to face the loser of the championship match at RCW Mania, and Casey Blackrose, what he called him Mr. Yappy, because he was talking so much about stuff, he got the championship match at RCW Mania. So now, as it stands, after we'll talk about the main event, Casey Blackrose is fighting for the RCW championship at RCW Mania.
Something that he started off the show with this comment, be sure to say. So
that's exactly why.
Yep.
So so then getting on to the main event, Oamir, 7 feet tall, Fuego del Sol, still bigger than Cali, but definite your typical big small mismatch. Your David versus Goliath. I think Jason said the best one was Kevin Nash versus Rey Mysterio. And I think that was probably the best way to put it. But he had us on the edge of our seat. He legit almost pulled it off. Once again, the best manager Nastico got involved. And if it wasn't for Nastico, Bo would have lost his title at his first defense, I should say.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, when I say that Fuego made a believer out of us, man, I'm not kidding you, man. It was like, no way. It was like I was legit like almost.
He hit a spiral tap. He hit his swinging DDT.
And he hit the backflip one, didn't he? Didn't he manage to hit that?
Yeah.
Or did Bo catch him on that one? He caught him on one of them.
Caught him on one of them. Also did a moonsault from the. He stood like on where the two ring corners met, right? Where the two.
Yeah. So JC, instead of taking down the other ring, they left it up and just put chairs up there. They just took down the ropes.
Yeah, I saw that on the ticket thing.
Yeah.
That was their option.
So Fuego stood on the ring post for the ring they were using, and the ring post to that where they took the ropes down, and he did a moonsault off.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Sean, if it wasn't for Nastico, it was about to be Fuego. Just saying.
Yeah, Nastico absolutely saved that title reign. Let's stop kidding ourselves here.
I mean, after all the work he put in to finally beat Khan, then to almost get it taken by Fuego, that man needs to be ready for Casey because I know Casey's going to bring some backbreaker variations for a man that big.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Meets Mania.
And Arsenal versus Rob Love. That happened too.
Yeah. Well, so both of those involving Stash and Rob Love. Stash and Camacho, let me say, for a man as big as Camacho is, that dude can move. Like, he pulls off some very impressive stuff. Yes, Big E approved Meets Mania. Like I said earlier, we were trying to get a meet chant with they kind of started with like bouncing off the rope, shoulder block stuff. And every time they would hit, we were like, meet. But like no one would get behind it. We're like, you guys are no fun.
Seriously.
And the only reason Stud Stash won was Camacho got counted out because Rob Love grabbed his leg. Again, in the multiverse, Rob Love can't decide whether he's a heel or a face. from one day. I don't know if he just wakes up and flips a coin. I don't know if before he walks out, he gets his phone and goes, Siri, flip a coin, heel or face. So
I don't know if he knows what he does from minute to minute often.
Yeah, okay,
so,
that's
you know,
fair.
yeah. So
He's just like he arrives at the venue.
yeah.
Heel. I'm a heel today. I'm a heel.
Yeah, Brian, he's got the little River City, Texas Kingdom going in RCW and Hybrid, and he does his stuff with Stash at United210. So
Gets drunk at AEW shows and says how he should be hired by Tony Khan. Sorry.
yes, I didn't know. I didn't want to say that, but sure.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's no touch there. Yeah. So I'm just curious how long you had to ice yourself down after that match. So
yeah. Also, it's funny. Stash and Rob Love are on a Tall Can listening friend of ours, Nas podcast, where they drink and talk about stuff. And Naf was bringing out RCW 2015 shows. Tommy, do you remember Love and Marriage?
Oh my God! Yeah,
They brought that. I didn't realize Naf had been going to shows for so long.
No, you know what? I knew he had. I just forgot about that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still
icing down. That's fair.
Right.
Oh, sorry, yeah, we do again.
That's fair. Yeah.
We don't blame you, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just a great weekend of wrestling. We could almost do a 1 minute warning of, or a lot more than 1 minute of just how great wrestling's being right now in San Antonio and the surrounding area. And
I think it's just awesome to see now, and I'm going to share some of my thoughts about me. I got to talk with Brandon Oliver a little bit after the hybrid experience show too, but it's just almost like like wrestling has with WWE ups, downs, you know. San Antonio is getting that up right now. There's a lot of really good promotions out there, and it's pretty awesome. NPW, RCW, BOW, United210, Hybrid Experience, just to name a few right now. So it's been pretty cool to see. It's been awesome. So just to watch the fans win regardless. So yeah.
And there was another show this weekend, and I want to shout out to our friend Denise Day. It was a Saturday night. It was TWE. She's the women's champ over there. So, we told her we're going to be able to make it, and she was cool with it. So I just want to share this real quick because I think it's awesome. After the show, I messaged her. I was like, hey, did you win? Because she's a champion. She was defending against Mika, who's also a WoW superhero. She's on that show too. And she goes, no, we got, double disqualification. And I was shocked at first because I was like, Denise, you're like the nicest person. Like, you're a good wrestler, but what on earth could you have done to get disqualified? She's like, well, we started swinging and we didn't stop and we kind of landed on the ref. And I was like, all right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Now I see why you got double DQ'd. So shout out to Denise holding on to your title and getting into a fight. I like it.
And she's wrestling Casey Blackrose pretty soon also.
Yes.
In Laredo.
Look, Casey, if you're still on there, apparently according to the multiverse, and according to her, in Laredo, you have cost her several matches, right? So, that is like an impossible match for us to pick. But if you did some bad things over there, maybe it's time you pay the piper.
Don't be mean to Denise Day. She's done nothing.
Right. We've heard a lot about. We haven't had a chance to go out to their show either, Jason.
Yeah, I've been to about 3 Dog Pound shows, and they're always fun. I didn't know they had a show this weekend. I might see if I can.
Oh, and then not during the weekend, but on Wednesday of last week, Brian showed us that there was small people wrestling at Bombshells off 151. So we missed that too. But
damn it! Oh well.
Yeah, no, 100% Stash.
For sure.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Just what
That's the great part.
That's the best thing too. And when you have wrestling schools like the Hybrid School of Wrestling, where it's just people that are going through that, learning their craft, and are able to have options when they come out of it. It's pretty cool. So get their name out there for sure. Back to Denise Day versus Casey Blackrose. Look, that's gonna be a banger of a match. Would love to see it, but Man, with all that going on, Casey, you're going into enemy. You're going to basically go into enemy territory. That is her hometown. She's got the home field advantage. So
Yeah,
good luck. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
But you know, we also forget in the wrestling multiverse, and when we first started seeing Casey, he was quite the heel himself, and then the brawlers
Yeah.
themselves were very heelish in their tactics. So
I didn't forget.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I just wasn't bringing it up, but I didn't forget.
But you know, we've come to a new place now. So I shared on my Instagram stories when I saw that post. I was like, "Come on, guys, can't y'all just like thumb wrestle for it or something?" But you know, do what you got to do.
You should have tagged the song. Why can't we be friends? Why can't?
Oh, too good.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wrestling just doing great things.
All right. Well, with that, it's actually time to move into our 1 minute warning segment here. So, Mike, I know you've been sitting on this one for a while because you said it at the Hybrid Experience show that you already knew what your 1 minute warning was going to be. So, have at it, good sir.
So, KJX, first of all, you come in and befriend JP. So, right off the bat, we're not really very fond of you. And truth be told, for full disclosure, I actually did see him previously at a TWE show that I'd gone to back in January. And he is impressive. He's a big, impressive physical man. That being said, your big swing attempting to copy Claudio is very disrespectful because there is only one Claudio Castagnoli. And until you can hit the big swing on guys like Paul White in the big show, like Khali, like the multitude of giants that he has big swung, please don't. And then also, you have a modified variation of the Tour of the Islands. It's kind of more into a side slam type thing. But also, Jeff Cobb's also up there on the list. And until you have toured the islands, given tours to the people he's done that to, I'm just saying, I don't know what you're looking like that, Tommy, because you should be just as insulted as I am.
But did you say toward the islands?
Yes. Jeff gives tour. It's called the Tour of the Islands.
I know.
He's taking them on a tour of the islands that he's from.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you know the funny part about that, and if you weren't at the Hybrid Experience event, I'll just say this: as soon as I don't know what he even called his move, what it was going to, that turned out to be the giant swing, but as soon as he started it, you just see myself, Tina, Tommy, Jason, we all just collectively look back.
Yeah, we all looked at
Yeah, dude.
and your face was just priceless. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and immediately he's like, I don't know what morning warning's about, and it's just like, oh my god.
100%, Bernsey. Bring back an old Jericho line. He just made the list.
Oh my god, it was one of those priceless moments. Like, oh
all right,
man. So,
y'all want me? I want to say one more controversial thing before we go on. Then,
what's that?
If the match was K-pop versus Cali, I'm cheering for Cali. Oh, I said it. I said it. She may have insulted a lot of things, but she has not insulted Claudio. So.
Oh my gosh.
What if Kelly tries a big swing?
On who? On Adi? Adi's taller than her. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. So, Tommy, do you have something this week?
The little swing. Yeah, it's a little something. Yeah, I'll talk about it. Sure.
All right. She's gonna giant swing a pinata. That's about it at this point.
Dude,
Still taller than her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy, go for it.
Okay, so on social media this week, some people may have noticed. Oh, did I start too early?
Yeah, go. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. On social media this week, some people may have noticed I fantasy booked Shane Taylor promotions and who I would put in it, just so everyone can know what I'm talking about. I of course said Shane Taylor, I said Lee Moriarty, but I also added Kenny King. I added the infantry of Carly Bravo, Sean Dean, Trisha Dora, and I added JD Griffey. All I'm saying is, after I tweeted that, put it on Instagram, Shane Taylor liked it, retweeted it. Kenny King liked it and retweeted it. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but now Kenny King is following me on Twitter.
Very nice.
Where are they
So all I'm saying is Tony Khan. What's up? Make it happen. I'm just saying. Also, and you know, all seriousness, I'm so happy Kyle O'Reilly is back. I am freaking over the moon. Kyle O'Reilly is back. He's actually one of my favorites who came in. Who I didn't expect to be one of my favorites, but I'm so happy he's back, and you know he's getting all these great matches. And shout out to him and Brian Keith; they killed it on Collision the other night.
Nice.
And then when you heard what he had to go through and what he dealt with,
yeah, I knew he wasn't doing well because I heard he was like dealing with stuff. I didn't know it was that bad until his interview, man. And now it's another one of those cases where you know kind of two that we're now where it's like I think it's like he was just keeping his keeping quiet about it because it's private and no one was.
Yeah.
And and everyone was like, "Well, why is Tony Khan using it?" Blah blah blah. I was like, guys, there's could be more than one reason. He's had medical problems in the past, so so whatever. But I'm just happy he's back and good for him. And of course, also Bryan Danielson continuing his "If I'm leaving, you're going to remember every single match I have for the love of God" as he goes out tour.
The way you want, right?
That match with Shibata, I'm like, is this a pay-per-view?
Look,
what time?
I'm still asking Tony Khan to pull off a reverse screw job, and instead of like taking the belt off him, putting the belt off him without his desire.
Oh my gosh!
They keep reporting that he doesn't want the belt. He doesn't say he feels he doesn't need it, but
yeah,
he wrestles. Hey, he wrestles Joe and gets him in a German suplex, and Joe on purpose doesn't kick out.
Look, I'm just saying it can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done.
For my 1 minute warning this week, I want to first. I had a little conversation with Brandon Oliver after the Hybrid Experience show. He's wondering when I'm getting out to shows, and like I told you, Brandon, I am, trust me, trying. It is so difficult for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, with the rain in the forecast, it stayed away enough to where my daughter's team did have their tournament on Sunday, and I wasn't able to get out to RCW. But in the meantime on that, man, your shows sell out quick. It is hard.
It
is a hot ticket, and it's a testament to how amazing you have done. Not just for RCW, but for wrestling in general in the city of San Antonio. If I'm not mistaken, RCW now is the longest running wrestling promotion in the city. I can't recall anything that's run longer. So, but just it's not to say I'm not a fan of what you're doing. I do love what you're doing. I'm trying to get out there. It's just very difficult right now with youth sports, and I know you've lived a bit of that life as well. So, but I am keeping ahead. I'm checking results. I'm keeping an eye on everything that happens. I've been following along. Didn't obviously since we started having kids, it was very difficult to get out in general. Here and there we do. But I am making every effort I can. I'm watching a title match, and I would love to see what you're doing, and it's pretty amazing stuff. So you've come a long way. Congratulations on all your success, Brandon Oliver. I know we had an interview on this pre-pandemic, and but it's pretty awesome to see. Very excited about that. It's pretty cool. Also wanted to quickly say that
that was you, Legacy.
Oh boy,
you put that on the comment.
That's funny. So
I mean,
anyway, before we adjust that, I just wanted to say also, this past week, Tina and I were finally able to sit down with Ryan and Angela from Album City Movie Talk, and we did an episode of our Island of Reality podcast where we talked about Love is Blind Season 6. But at the beginning of the show, we did have a little shout out to the WrestleCast, and I invite you guys to go at least listen to the beginning of it. Ryan and Angela just had a lot of really cool things to say about what is going on here with the Counter City WrestleCast, and go check it out. It's called the Island of Reality podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, go check it out. And if you did watch Love is Blind Season 6 or any sort of reality TV, look us up. So yeah. So anyway, back to what you told Connie.
So
Mike.
I don't want to reveal too much behind the curtain stuff because that might change some things here. But Legacy, as he's trying to do all the stuff with NostalgiaCon, was talking to different people about potentially being at the show or whatever. And Callie heard a show, and she said, "How much is it for kids to get in?" And We told her the tickets are probably cheaper, and then we told her there was a bouncy house, and then she was all in. And then Legacy, when I made one of my posts on Instagram, probably the one about her being tired of me or whatever, when she had her hand in my face, was like, "Yo, tell Callie to behave, or she's not gonna be able to go in the bouncy house at NostalgiaCon." So, yeah, I mean,
That would be amazing. That's the thing that makes her nice to us. Just saying.
that would be kind of funny.
Look, there is one cool thing that I did see that she posted recently. She talked about how going to RCW at the hybrid school before she trained, and she posted a video of her getting a high five from Roxy.
Yeah.
Now Roxanne Perez. So, and now seeing her in the ring is pretty cool. That being said, Londyn Dior is probably going to kick your butt at NPW. I'm just going to say that right now. So,
I mean.
Yeah. She'd nice to come on the show.
I mean.
Taki's London. Taki's, that's how you distract her for a bit. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us on this week's episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. Next week, who do we have coming on, Mike?
Should we announce it now?
All right. So, you want to wait?
Two things.
So,
we'll announce it now, and we'll see who's paying attention, and then we'll throw it up on our social media next week. Mm-hmm. We are on Wednesday again next week, and we have Thunder Rosa's opponent, Lady Bird Monroe, will be joining us on a special, once again, Wednesday edition of the WrestleCast, which, depending on how it goes, may start with me and Tommy. Yeah, we'll kind of play that by ear, as JC has told us, but join us next Wednesday.
In short, both of the kids have games that night, so once my son's baseball game is up, I'll be trying to hightail it back and see when I get on with it. It's about getting them to bed and everything too. So
you know what? That's interesting because kind of before things turned out the way they are, Thunder Rosa said specifically she asked for this match with Lady Bird. And now it's interesting to see what Lady Bird feels about the way Thunder has been acting lately. So, Lady Bird, be a fun talk.
I'm curious to see what goes down from this.
And on top of that, also in 2 weeks, WrestleMania is 2 weeks away, guys.
Yep,
crazy to believe. So,
wow.
Right, all this stuff going on, and we got WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm losing all kinds of track of time. Like just overall, it's like
That being said, why is this week so long? It's only Wednesday.
Yeah. So that WrestleMania preview show may be on Tuesday or Wednesday of that week. We're not sure yet. We're just trying to work some things out too. So as well.
Yeah.
But.
Yep.
So that's what we got coming up here on the Countdown City WrestleCast. So thank you everybody once again for watching, commenting, asking questions, interacting. It's always a lot of fun when you guys are able to join us. Thank you again to the luxurious Londyn Dior. Again, she is going to be at NPW Mania, taking on the mild one, Calientita.
The mild one! I need to make that a sign!
You go 1-on-1.
The mild one.
The mild one versus the luxurious one. So this is going to be pretty awesome. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, thank you again, everybody. Over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
For the sky, boy.
See you next week.
Adios, Gunther.